Welcome. 30th of January it is, whatever you're watching from East Africa and around the world. This is Citizen News at 1. I'm Johnson Mwakazi. Today at least we start with an encouraging story here. The Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission last night carried out an abrupt operation that led to the arrest of a man posing as a Kenya Revenue Authority officer to swindle unsuspecting businessmen of their money. George Odhiambo was nabbed with 200,000 shillings stashed in his socks. Willis Raburu reports.
George Odhiambo, a man who has been on the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission watch list for some time now, posing as a KRA officer. He is here for a meeting with a client, or should we say potential target, of con. He has promised to issue the client with a certificate of tax compliance. The conversation is on.
You wanted to know who the officers were. I think the officers are here. So there's no other way.
He asks for 200,000 Kenya shillings as part of payment of 500,000 Kenya shillings for the processing and issuing of the compliance certificate. The conversation is over and it's time to leave. He is trailed to the car. Here, the anti-corruption officers pounce on him. At first, he seems not to have the treated money, but he later reveals its whereabouts. His socks. And the EACC officers count the money down to the last penny.
How much is it?
Then he's driven to the EACC officers. At the headquarters, George Odhiambo ponders on his situation. He will now be arraigned in court later on today, and the EACC has issued a warning that there are several imposters posing as public officials, and as such, the public is warned to be extra careful. Willis Raburu, Citizen at 1.
All right, many thanks indeed, Willis Raburu, for that revelation. Let's now move on to another story. A child was found abandoned at a bus station in Madira, Nyeri County. The mother allegedly left the child in the custody of Christopher Karungaru Wanjau, who is a matatu driver in the area. Now, according to Wanjau, the woman, who appeared middle-aged, went to him and requested him to look after the boy while she withdrew money. The woman never returned. Karungaru added that after reporting the incident at Karatina police station, he was told to take care of the minor as the police investigate the matter. His wife, Milka Mudhoni, said that she has no problem and would take the initiative to adopt him if the mother fails to return.
Sasa mimi nikapatia huyu mtoto na mwanamke Slim akona fees, akaniambia nimweke kiti ya mbele aende achukue chips na anunue aende kwa M-Pesa. Sasa akaguza mtoto hivi. Sasa mimi nikaachiwa mtoto.
Mwanamke amezaa mtoto kama huyu, alafu anakuja anawaachia watu kama sisi, na sisi tuko na watoto, inakuwa mzigo. Sasa tukiomba serikali iangalie huyu kijana na huyu mtoto, juu ako na watoto wawili, na huyo mama akitikana achukuliwe hatua.
Niliamua tu kukaa na mtoto. Juu kama niko na watoto wengine, mimi huyu mtoto mmoja hawezi nishinda, lakini mamake akijitokelezea kuchukua mtoto wake, sasa lazima tuandamane na yeye mpaka huko kwa station.
If you're burning to send a comment in regards to that story, the number is 22422, 22422. Now, the prosecution at the International Criminal Court has admitted that it has no records to match the incident described by the 10th witness yesterday, where an OCS was apparently shot dead by an arrow while addressing a surging crowd. Prosecution lawyer Anton Steinberg told the trial chamber that neither the report of the commission investigating post-election violence nor media reports indicated such an incident occurred, and that details about the deceased OCS are non-existent. In response to the admission, Deputy President William Ruto's defense lawyer David Hooper told the chamber that this whole story was a pointer to their persistent complaints that the prosecution conducted shoddy investigations.
I can confirm that the prosecution did investigate the incident to an extent, to the following extent, bearing in mind the absence of any identity of the deceased and an exact date of the incident as provided by the witness. The prosecution searched the database of materials received from CPEV and other sources, and also checked in open source materials such as press reports, etc. I can advise that we were not able to find any reports that matched this incident of the shooting of the OCS. Of course, there were reports corroborating the instances of looting in Nandi Hills by other witnesses of the prosecution, and also by open source material. And that's the extent to which I can report back. Perhaps I should add that the prosecution did not go so far as to direct a formal request to the Kenyan government for official records of any such incident for two reasons. Firstly, because this wasn't determined to be a critical piece of evidence. It's not something the prosecution is relying on to found a charge of murder, given that we don't even know who fired the arrow. And secondly, given the success or lack thereof of previous requests, we did not consider this to be a particularly fruitful line of investigation. We do, however, note that my learned friends opposite do not appear to have had the same difficulties in accessing local records, including police records, and perhaps their inquiries will bear more fruit than ours. Thank you, Your Honours.
Well, it remains a matter of concern that an incident of such a dramatic quality that might be said to be a token of a particular witness's evidence and capable of corroboration or not, with what effects that might have in terms of viewing such a witness, that no investigation, purposeful investigation, was done.
Repeatedly we know, and he's also stated now that it looks like the defense in this case have enjoyed more latitude to investigate this case than they have done.
Are the prosecution really saying that their investigators on the ground couldn't have walked into Nandi Hills police station or asked anyone in Nandi Hills? It's rather, we say, rather reflects what appears to be the position of the prosecution to, in this case, as far as its investigations are concerned, to leave no stone turned. That seems to be the position. And it's not just this witness. It's all of them. They're not looking behind the veil of deceit to adopt what Mr. Khan said or might have said in respect of these investigations. It is a concern.
All right. Concern is noted.
Your Honour, if I can just make a point. I'm sure the government of Kenya will be most distressed if our investigators just started walking into police stations and making demands for access to official records. My learned friend should know better than most.
Mr. Steinberg, I think we need to.
As the court please.
Now, police have smashed a human trafficking syndicate operating from the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. After months of investigations, detectives from the Special Crime Prevention Unit launched a major operation last night, arresting 9 people, among them a police officer and a Kenya Airways staff. The detectives recovered 29 fake passports and 39 visa seals. Police said the cartel has facilitated illegal travel of hundreds of aliens by providing them with fake travel documents.
Detectives from the Special Crime Prevention Unit launched a major operation last night, arresting 9 people, among them a police officer and a Kenya Airways employee. The detectives recovered 29 fake passports, 39 visa seals, According to police, the cartel has been facilitating travel of hundreds of aliens by providing fake travel documents. The suspects, including a police constable Mustafa Maalim attached to the Division of Criminal Investigations Department at the Kenya Airport Police Unit, were arrested last evening at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. Head of Special Crime Prevention Unit Noah Katumo also arrested Mohamed Ahmed Abko, who has been financing the cartel. The Kenya Airways employee is said to have helped the cartel in clearing the fake travel documents. According to Katumo, after interrogation, the suspects led the detectives to Ngara, where they arrested Peter Karanja Nganga and recovered, among other things, laptops, printers and laminating machines. An immigration officer believed to be in the cartel is also being sought. Esther Kahumbi, Citizen at 1.
Nyeri County Education Executive Elijah Nguyo says the Form 1 selection process for schools within and around the county needs a thorough review. Speaking at a prize-giving ceremony at Muruguru Primary School, Nguyo claimed that for the second consecutive year, more than the required number of Form 1 slots in the county have gone to students from counties outside Nyeri.
Our quality assurance officer, Mr. Kongo.
Our county schools have not been given the adequate number that they are supposed to be given, and the argument may be that the computer messed about. But we believe the computer just gives out what it has been given. There's a saying that says, and it is true, garbage in, garbage out. Give the computer garbage, it will give out garbage. This computer has been fed by a person, and whoever has fed it with an intention.
In Nyeri County, we gave out over 1,500 vacancies to people outside this county, and we only received 390 from those others. This is a very serious issue.
On to a sad reality that we are facing at the moment.